Hey YouTube, MS380. I got some news on it, and I wanted to update you with it. And now to start with, my saw will run now. It will crank up. It will idle, and I can probably tune it. I don't doubt that a bit. Because, as you know, the video series is still being rolled out, but the cylinder was replaced. So this works as far as that goes. But the main deal is that it doesn't work right. And this area here, there's something wrong with it, right? We've established that. I've told you that. So this same subscriber that got me to look at this again, he bought one. He bought a kit, and yes, he's having trouble with it. But there were some differences, and these differences I want to share with you, and I'm going to tell you what steps I'm taking to see if I can overcome it. All right. First thing was the handle, right? And one of the main things was visually is that you couldn't see the screw that's back there. All right. So there's the screw. Well, his, when you roll it over, the screw's right there. You can see it. All right. So that's the difference. I asked him. I said, "Are you using nuts on the carburetor?" Yes. Is your handle wet? No. Those were two great answers, because I can't use the nuts on mine. In order to get it to run, I have to put the nuts on. I have to let it warm up, get hot, cut it off, remove the nuts, and then put my filter on. Well, that's like ridiculous. It won't work. So he wanted me to know that it worked, and I'm not, I've worked so hard on this, for people to take it anything less than serious. It's kind of irritating. But in any case, he said in an email a couple of days later after he got it, he said, "Where did you get your filter?" And I said, "Oh, there's you can't buy any part for the MS380 in the United States." So let me explain that. That means this is a dud kit. Our 440, our 660, 361, 360, 250, those kits, the parts are available. The 070, put 090 top on it, all those are available. And if we get in a pinch, if we need something to make our kits run, we can go to the steel store and get it. Well, not on this saw. So know that, friends, know that. All right, so now I'm already deep in this thing, and I'm committed. I'm not going to give up. So when he asked me about the filter, and I said no, and he said, "Well, I forget the word he used. It was like he was disappointed, and of course that only makes sense. But he says that it'll work. He said if I choke it, pull it 5 times, turn the choke off, hold the throttle down all the way and continue to pull on it, it will start. Well, that is no way to have to start a saw, and he is a logger. He uses these kits to save money. You know, he builds them, and if they, you know, when they wear out, he gets another one. And so he likes the 361 and the 440 except for the carb, and he loves the 660. So, you know, I guess he just wanted to try this. So, okay, so that's that experience, and those kits are not ready to buy, you know. But what I've seen is promising, and I'm already in this deep. So hey, I'm going to keep going. All right, so now this is my solution. This is what I'm going to do next. I bought 2 more handles. I'm not buying another kit. Not doing it. But I got, now he told me it was a Hutzel kit he got, so I bought another Hutzel handle. All right, now let me stop and explain something to you. Early on, when I reached out to FarmerTec and we started having our conversations, they told me that the handle was the most expensive part of them producing kits. That the handle on a professional saw was about $40,000 to just make the mold. Okay, so that means that if this mold is off, they're not going to just go and do another one. They're tight as Dick's hat band. You know how they do you on returns and so forth. Well, so I mean, he's shown me proof that that screw is in a different spot. So that would not be the engine. That would be the handle. You know, with the way that it attaches to the case. In particular, I'll imagine in this area here somehow, and exactly how I'm not clear. But also for the fact that he's able to operate with a filter on there that doesn't cause fuel to leak all over your handle, which is a fire hazard. So that's the only reason. So, you know, getting back, so that's the only reason that it's probably a waste of money. Probably flushed it down the commode, but in order to verify and look for a solution, I bought another one of their handles. Okay, now the second thing I did was I bought an MS381 handle. Now, different part numbers, but they're basically the same saw. And my steel guy told me that, you know, they could just make one little bitty change and it would throw out a brand new part number. So I'm counting, and I looked, and I'm going to tell you about an eBay seller that you might consider doing business with. It's called Pro Tools. I'm not sure if there's any numbers behind it, but they're in China, and they're the ones that took the time to go back and look at their stock and help me when I was trying to find that one particular aftermarket carb that they had sold their first kits with for the 660. Well, these were the same people, and when I reached out to them, they had measured the handle for me, actually measured it 6 months ago or so, and their measurement came up a little short of what the 380 handle is. And so So I bought that handle too. In other words, you know, if it's going to be off and it's going to be in the 3 to 5 millimeter range, which is what I said that I felt like was the difference between good and bad. So I've got that coming, and it'll be, you know, a couple of weeks, you know, before I get it, because it's got to come from China. But we're going to take those handles and we're gonna actually install them, or, you know, whatever it takes to get to the bottom of this. See which one is best. You know, I might be able to just like set the Hutzel one up next to this, but the 381 I'm sure will need to be strapped on. And I don't know if they changed it, but they had this crazy photo on eBay that showed the fuel coming out over here and the carb being over here on this side, you know, and I wrote them and they went, uh-oh, no, that's, you know, that's not it, because I sent them a picture of the IPL, you know, but they're a whole ton better to ask questions of than Hutzel, you know, just that's all there is to it. So this will be the second time I bought from them, you know, so, you know, we should always, you know, it's caveat emptor, no doubt, but as far as responsibly answering questions, they have been spot on. So I'll share that with you. Okay, so anyway, that's where we are. That's the next step. You know, I don't want to saw that I've got to, you know, do all this crap too to start it up and to actually use it. But I'd love to have a 72 millimeter saw. I sure have earned it, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna probably run over it with a bulldozer or something if it doesn't work, to make sure I never am sidetracked with it again. But I believe that between the two handles, that one of them is going to solve this problem. And I have the filter. I'll just have to be careful with it. And you know, anytime you get in a spot, I've learned this is if you've got to find a steel part, is to look for a German seller. And I'm sure that would be true as well in Brazil. You know, for stuff that we want to do, you know, like not having limiters on carbs and those sort of things. Shopping at home is not great, but with the internet, you know, you can, if you know where to look, or if you are persistent and consistent, you can find sellers, you know, to buy from. And I have several times. So just, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's just you're not going to be able to look on you know, local places to, you know, to find it. But I'm sure you can somewhere. Okay, all right. So more as soon as I know. Be a couple. I think the videos run through like June the 4th. I think it's the last one. So there'll be about a week, you know, where you won't hear anything. But the second I get it, you know, we'll pick it up and see what happens. Okay, I love you. Thanks to everybody, all subscribers, for your support. And if you haven't taken time to subscribe, please, today, just push that red button down in the corner of your screen. Show your love. Thanks a lot.